Step game strong.
Off his head? What just happened?
The scorpion kick. The back heel. Let's go.
Oh,
Did you see what I was doing with the goalkeeper?
Let's
Thank
go.
I kept pushing him forward.
Oh, should let's freaking go. I'm wrecking this innie. Can't get close to me. Hey everyone, this is Lesky here, back with another FIFA 21 Pro Clubs player build for you guys today. And in this video, we have for you a striker build. In a lot of my most recent videos, I've been doing center forward builds over striker builds. But in this particular video, since we are going over a Fernando Torres build, we're obviously going to make him a striker because he wasn't really known for his passing ability, which is the main reason why I make all those other builds, center forward builds, because they are faster and also have a little bit better passing. This Fernando Torres build was requested by several of you guys in my comments. I believe about 3 or 4 of you guys. So I had to get this out for y'all as soon as possible. So that's why we are doing a Fernando Torres for this video. As you guys can see, we're listed at 6 foot, 149 pounds. On FIFA, he's listed as 6'1", so I could have either went for 6'2" or 6 foot. There's no point of going for 6'1", because I'll show you guys why. Because if you go for 6'1", like you can still have the same exact stats as being 6'2". As you can see, I'm going up to 6'2" right here, and I bump it up a little bit, and the stats change. But like if you're on the low side of 6'2", like I am right now, and then you can go down to 6'1", the stats stay the same, they don't change. So what I went for is the low side of 6 foot. As you guys can see, they changed, and the guy is basically faster. That's basically the main reason why I made him 6 foot over 6'2", is because he is a little quicker. Let me make sure I get that on 149 pounds. So just make sure if you're on this page when you're doing the weight and the height, just make sure you're on the low side of 6 foot and 149 pounds, and then you'll be good to go. So now let's move on to the skill tree, and I can show you guys what I have listed there. Alright, so we're over here on the playstyle screen for Fernando Torres. As you guys can see, like I said, he's listed as a striker, 6 foot, 149 pounds, and right-footed. If you guys want, y'all don't really have to go to that athletic page that we were on earlier. You can actually just pick the height and weight here. I'm sure a lot of y'all know that. And like whatever you have, like 6'2", 6 foot, it'll automatically go to the low side of 6 foot. So those stats will be fine. You won't have to worry about going to the low side. So just keep that in mind if y'all want to just change the height and weight here. It really doesn't matter about getting on the low side in the athletic page. You can just do it straight from here, which makes it a lot easier. Now going to the skill tree, we're going to start with the physical page first. As you guys can see, I have all the way down to the second wind, and as I mentioned in every single video, it's getting pretty repetitive, but I just like to mention it, just in case a lot of y'all might be innies or play as an innie, and y'all just want to make a striker build. I would suggest just not using the second wind trait, because you're not going to be running around too much with your guy, because you're going to be controlling everybody else. So the stamina won't be drained as much as if you were actually not playing innie and just using that character the entire time. So you really don't need second wind as an innie. I would take that off and just use the 3 skill points for anything you would really like. It doesn't really matter up to this point. So we're going to have the second wind on. And then on this left side, we have all the way to the second or the 4th strength, I guess. And then this jumping kangaroo, which will get us up to 92 jumping, 85 stamina, 80 strength, 91 reactions, and 77 aggression. I looked on Fernando Torres' cards, but his jumping ability and his strength were not anything too impressive. But you might as well get that jumping up a bit. And I wanted to get some decent strength. I noticed that his strength is around like 78. On his lower cards, it's like 75 at like the lowest, I believe. But I think we just had some extra skill points to throw in, and you might as well just get that strength. And that 80 mark looks pretty nice, so that's what I went for. And then 92 jumping, since you are 6 foot, this will actually make you a very big aerial threat, which I have won a lot of headers with this build and scored off of a lot of headers. So it is very good in the air as well. So now moving on to The defending, obviously we don't have anything, so we're going to skip straight to dribbling. On this dribbling page, I went with the 5-star skills. I do this in pretty much all my builds because I just love the 5-star skills. You can just do a lot more with your player with 5-star skills, especially if you know all the 5-star skills. But if y'all don't, what I would suggest is taking off the 5-star skill on the left and adding it to whatever you want. You could add a little bit more dribbling like this, and then you would still have an extra skill point, and you could do what else? And then I guess you could even do this to get 94 jumping and even be more of an aerial threat. There's really a lot of options you can do if you don't want the 5-star skills, but we went with all the balance and agility. Since you are 6 foot, the base stats for balance and agility aren't that great in the first place. So we have 85, 86, pretty average, not amazing, but not terrible. It's actually pretty decent for a 6-foot striker. And then on this right side, I went for pretty much everything that it gives you when you went for the 5-star skills. I didn't go for any of this extra stuff. Don't really need it, except for maybe this to get the ball control and dribbling up. But on Fernando Torres' cards, his dribbling and ball control isn't too high. It doesn't even get to like 89 or anything like that. So that's not too big of a deal. But I did go for the flare trait. As I say in all my videos, I think the flare trait is really OP, and you should have it on almost every single one of your builds, in my opinion. I'll see if I can throw an example for you guys as to why the flare trait is really good. Basically, you can just do one-time back heel passes. Your guys get like certain animations when controlling the ball. I don't know how it happens. It might just be completely random, but sometimes your guy will like stick up his leg and like trap it with his back heel or the side of his foot, and it's a pretty cool little animation. Actually will help you out a lot when controlling the ball. So the flare trait is very good. Highly recommend it. So now let's move on to passing. Over here on passing, like I said earlier in this video, Fernando Torres wasn't known for his passing ability, so we just went with nothing on the passing page, since this is just a striker build and you're going to be mostly worrying about scoring goals and finishing. So we don't have anything on the passing. And as I looked on Fernando Torres' cards on Ultimate Team, like his icon cards, the short passing and long passing is actually a lot worse than what we already have for the base stats. So it's already better than his icon cards. So that's pretty nice. And then one thing I would like to point out is that 83 curve, which is actually pretty decent. Because as we're moving on to this shooting page, you will see that we have the finesse shot trait on Fernando Torres, because that's what he has for one of his traits on Ultimate Team. So moving on to shooting now, you guys can see that we went with the 4-star weak foot because he has 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. And again, like I said, I went with the 5-star skills, but feel free to do 4 if you want. So we had to get the 4-star weak foot and that finesse shot. So basically, all we did on this shooting page is went for this full left side, except for this one long shot advanced focus. So basically, you go all the way down to the weak foot and all the way down to the finesse shot, and then you're good to go. Now, looking at our stats, we have 93 finishing, which I think is around exactly what he has on most of his cards. 80 free kick, actually, not bad. I don't know. Your free kicks aren't that great anyways on this game. They're kind of inconsistent. And to make free kicks, you probably need a guy with at least 85 free kicks or more, I would say. 88 heading, actually, which is very good. That's like the base stat for a striker that's 6 foot, 149 pounds. We didn't even touch it, and that's actually very solid. As you guys can see in a lot of my clips, I do make quite a few headers with this build. 85 shot power, very, very good, actually. We've got all this shot power up, and I believe this one gives you shot power as well. So that's like 5 extra shot power right here. So like default, it would have been 80 for the base stats, I believe, on shot power. But let's actually check. I don't know why I'm just guessing. Yeah, 80. And then we add all this, and it bumps it up to 85, which you have a rocket of a shot, guys. If you feel free to just rip shots with your laces, go back post, first post, whatever you want. And then again, remember you have the finesse shot, which will also, the shot power will also help with that. Add a lot of whippage on the ball, especially with that 83 curve and that finesse shot, which adds curve to your finesses. It'll be very solid if you want to finish inside the box from a weird angle, or even from outside the box if you want to take a long shot, since you do have 87 long shots as well. We have 90 volleys, very good, even though we didn't even touch any volley stats right here. So that's just base stats, I do believe, unless anything here bumps up volleys, but I don't believe so. And then 85 penalties, which is just base stats, and we're obviously not gonna upgrade the penalties because that's just a waste of skill points. So that's it for the shooting page, guys. And now let's move on to the last page, which will be pace. So Fernando Torres was actually very fast in real life, and on all of his icon cards, except for like his baby card, which is like an 85 rated. I was mostly just looking at his 88 rated card because the overall in this build is exactly 88, so it's a pretty good comparison to look at. I believe he has 91 pace, but this is the fastest you can get a 6-foot striker with max pace. It's 89 acceleration, 88 sprint speed. You could possibly make it like 119 pounds or whatever it is, the lowest weight possible, and we can look at the pace. I think it gets like 1 extra sprint speed. It's 89 acceleration, 90 sprint speed instead of 89 acceleration, 88 sprint speed or something like that. Let me see. So that's 6 foot 119. And then for what we have, it goes down to 88 pace, and it's 89 acceleration, 88 sprint speed. So basically you get 2 extra sprint speed if you make it 119 pounds. I guess if y'all want to, y'all could do that, but I decided not to go for it because I really like that 80 strength number. And as you guys will see in some of my clips, I can body people off pretty well with this build, especially if like there's a guy on your back and chasing you down. If you tap LT, like as they're getting close to you, your guy will actually like elbow them or shoulder them off, and it's honestly a pretty funny animation, and they'll be like bumped off for like a second and you're good to go and you'll be free and they won't be chopping you down, tackling you from behind. It's actually pretty funny when you have a high strength character with a good body size. It actually works pretty well to use that LT to shield people off and body them off. Alright guys, so this is going to wrap it up for this Fernando Torres build. Let me know what y'all think of this build in the comments if y'all do try it out and how it worked for you guys. If you haven't already, please hit that like button on this video. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button on my channel, I would very much appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for the rest of the clips at the end of this video once I stop talking. And y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. Peace out. I'm sliding the crap out of this kid. Oh, canceled it.
He wants some red. Gonna get the red one. Dang, I got him good.
Oh.
Nice.
He's not gonna.
Diving.
Yeah, he doesn't want to.
Can't blemish my record.
Oh, dude, I didn't do the move.
We're gone. There's no way we don't get that.
He's enjoying space. It looks promising.
Let's go.
Mm.
Wasn't ready for that pass back.
I knew when I passed it to you, I was like, oh wait, he wants me to keep going.